Ah, shoot, I just realized there's a big giant plot hole in this thing. They're freaking animatronics, and they die. They're already dead. They have dead children's souls inside. What the heck? Okay, so the thing is that the big giant plot hole in my story is that they're all animatronics, they're all dead children, and once when one of them got killed, they die. Wait a minute. But they were. Toy-Casnie did say that to her that place was purgatory, but you were able to do other things and make friends. But what the? But they said that. How could she die? In the train store, she got stabbed in the heart. They don't have hearts. They don't have hearts. They might have blood, but they don't have hearts. The blood is helping the mechanics work, I guess. I don't know, magic, I guess. I don't know. But still, the big giant plot hole. How? They could be repaired. I forgot they could be repaired. If they just get indented by that, they could still get repaired. I remember having so many things where Rosemary gets stabbed so many times near vital places, and even in vital places. But she's still freaking alive. What the heck? And Toy-Casnie, she hits people. She hit one of her friends with a chainsaw. They're still freaking alive. What the heck? Yeah, it was the arm, and then her cousin did rip off her face to be just like rather Bonnie. But still, what the heck? The big giant plot hole. And they're in rain. Wait a minute. In slight comic I have right now, it says that I had the idea where Toy Bonnie said that, at least we're waterproof, I guess. Okay, don't get. Well, yeah, they do eat stuff. Yeah, they still do the same thing. They do waste things. I don't know. They're like normal humans, but they're animatronics. They're humans, but they don't have. They could break bones, but you have to. If you break your bone, you have to go into surgery, I guess. I don't know. The freaking nurse cat won't do that thing because to her, everything looks like the real people, but just like they're at art school. You know that thing where they just, if you're on body of a tumbler, you have rainbow colored hair. I don't know, but still, this big giant plot hole. The plot hole is that they're animatronics, but they die. They have freaking plot hole. Let me just tell you, this is the plot hole right here. The plot hole is that they are dead children or adults, addicts of drugs. They're dead people. I'm just gonna say people. They're dead souls. Souls inside of animatronics. They're already dead. They came to life in the animatronics, and then they could be killed, but they could be they could be repaired. Why are this? What? The big freaking plot hole. Big freaking plot hole. Big freaking plot hole. I don't understand any. It's my story. This freaking story is just about Toy Bonnie being yonder. He's not supposed to have this meaning to things. This is just me trying to make other things make sense. Like, these aren't furries, these are half furries where they're not fully animals. It's just that they have ears and tails like the animals and the hair. The only thing they have of the animals are the ears and tails. They have a human body. Just freaking plot holes still. They're animatronics. They could be killed, but they could be repaired. I'm just rambling now. They're apparently waterproof too in this picture I'm staring at in the rain. They're waterproof as well. What the fuck? The freaking plot hole. Allow me to explain the plot hole in the story now that I have listened to myself whine, and I've already made another version of this, what I'm about to tell you. But it was very terrible. It was terrible audio, even though I explained it. I liked how I explained it, but it was terrible audio, and you could hear me position the computer, making sure, and plugging in my computer. So I'm here to remake it, or just re-record it, I guess. I don't know. So the plot hole is that, or well, me explaining it is that in this world or a universe I'm making, where the animatronics, they're humanoids, but they're animatronics, but in their body, they're like humans, but they still have the mechanics as an animatronic. Sort of like the androids from Dragon Ball Z, Android 18 and Android 17. They're able to reproduce, and they're still humans, but they're mechanicals too. So, and that also means they can't really die. Since they can't really die unless their souls inside pass on, then they could really truly die. But the animatronic, the body itself, can't die. And in the picture I made is where three friends are mourning the death of one of their friends, and they're in the rain. Allow me to explain that. They're in the rain since they're just like the androids. They're able to withstand water. They still have to eat. They still do the same thing what us humans do. But sometimes some of them won't have emotions, but they'll get emotions and personality along the way. And the reason why these animatronics are in a high school or a school of anything, the reason why is that Uni, or may I say Scarlet, had this idea where, what if a child is at Chuck E. Cheese, imagine yourself at Chuck E. Cheese, and you're trying to get your homework done, or study, but you're being distracted by all the fun things, or the creepy animatronics, or the nice animatronics, I don't know, but that you're distracted, no one will help you. No, they just simply don't want to. They're having too much fun, calling it buzzkill, and saying, oh, we should do that later. Unlike me, when I get homework, I have to work on it right away. You can see, I take medicine to help me pay attention to work. And if I don't take my medicine, I thought that if I don't need my medicine, but I have seen that one day I didn't take my medicine because I was sick that day, and I was doing work that I needed to do that everyone else was doing that day. I tried to do it, I couldn't do it. Good thing I didn't really have to. But that's besides the point. Thing is that in the story, yeah, Scarlet or Uni, either one of them, they're the same freaking person. Just one's good, one's bad. But still, in the story, Scarlet, she gets the idea that if she could have some animatronics know the things to help anyone out, then that will actually bring more people. If someone that will bring in more customers. They make new animatronics, and if they're already assigned to one, then if something really bad happens to them, then they'll be repaired. If they're not already assigned, they'll be held off to be repaired. Then, when they're assigned, then they'll be repaired. But still, they'll learn it. But these animatronics have living souls in them, so they'll have to learn like any normal person. If you like me and you have watched the movie Chappie, you know that robot where it has the program where it can learn just like any other human, where it starts off at the basics like if they're a little child, and then they'll learn just like that. But because to Chappie, it has a soul. All the other robots, they don't have souls, and they just know things. The animatronics are sort of like that. So they'll learn by going to school, which is how us kids have to. And if they are just regular old animatronics and they don't have a soul in them, they could just be fed the information already. Just given the information and then there you go. But people like the idea of where they have personalities, and so that'll make people or kids like them more. And so there you go. If they're animatronics like, you know, like Ballora, you'll be dancing. If you're the singer of the group, then like Freddy, then you'll be, you know, sing. There's different classes of how to learn each thing you're assigned to do. Like if you're assigned storytelling, like Rosemary, you'll be assigned how to talk in front of people and how to talk clearly. And make sure that you could be able to say things without stuttering, or tell a story like without a book. If you don't have a book, you can just tell it, and you have learned, or you have, you know, learned it by heart. You could tell the story, or you could just make a new story out of your mind, like how I have. Like if I was an animatronic, I would have taken that class, because I'm doing this and I'm telling you and I'm explaining this to you without a script. Okay. During this, yes, okay. They don't have hearts, but they do have the brain. But no, actually not really the brain. They have a mechanical brain, they have a mechanical heart, which is the battery. Where that battery never runs out. It's all solely by the soul, that's where the soul is. But if you stab that part, then the soul won't just go out. The soul will stay in there unless it just wants to be destroyed, so it could go off and pass on. Well, just like Toy-Casnie have said, that place, or being an animatronic to her, is just like being in purgatory, even though she'd never been there before. To her, she just wanted to pass on. And in purgatory, in my story, whatever you do, you'll still go to heaven. Or if you do good things while you're in purgatory, you did a lot of bad things, and you did it out of your own will, then you'll be sent to hell, I guess. I don't know. In the story, yes, Toy Bonnie is a yandere for Rosemary, but still, old fangirl or old orchid or Casnie, before Casnie was even made, Toy Bonnie used to be saying, "Notice me, senpai," to Rosemary. Okay, back to the real thing that everyone's watching for. The thing is, in the story, they can't die. They're not really living. They're just souls having a body. The souls could pass on, but the body will still be there. If the soul's already gone and they already passed on, and animatronics are assigned and they are repaired, then they'll just feed the animatronic or the fake brain everything that it needs. It won't have its own personality, but it will pretend like it has its own personality. It won't have its soul. I just realized it's sort of like, you know, if anyone has watched My Little Pony Friendship is Witchcraft, where Twist is explaining what's the difference between a robot and a cyborg, where robots don't have souls. So the animatronics without a soul is like the robots. And the cyborgs are just the animatronics that has the souls. They'll learn. They'll live how long that they will be able to. If an animatronic, or if the soul's sole purpose is to just kill the person that killed them, or get back to their family, and if their family is already dead and they get destroyed, or the killer is already dead and they get destroyed, then they'll pass on knowing that their deed is done, even if they didn't do it. But if they just want to be set free, not doing anything else bad, then they'll just be set free. And yes, they'll be buried underneath, but they'll be in a container where they won't be able to corrode. They won't be able to get even more damage by anything else. So they won't just be put into a whole bin of broken animatronics. They'll just be in a box, and while they're in the box, the soul could do whatever they want, but they can't inhabit another body. They can manipulate stuff, like in Gravity Falls, where Dipper is controlling the sock puppets. It's like that. They could do that, but they can't possess the body like what Bill did. In it, when they could roam around, but they're soul, but only a few people could see. Only a few people could see them. They could choose anyone that could see them, but only a few people. Like if they're only their best friends and families or lover could see them, then yes. But when anything could happen in the school, it's like when they get their own personalities and their emotions, they could act however they want. Like if they're supposed to be like the bad person, then there you go. Some of the animatronics are made to kill, or like some people are trying to make robots to kill other people. Some animatronics are made to kill, protect, and also entertain, or even scare. Like in the pizzeria, they'll entertain the kids. And I guess you could say the animatronics in some movies or even in real life, they're made to protect. In the horror attractions, they'll have animatronics to scare people. And back to the entertaining, people will make animatronics for the movies, and even to scare people in it if you're talking about a scary movie. Some people use animatronics to scare people. And those other people that use animatronics to kill people, why? Why would you do that? You do know if you just put the thing if you make an animatronic and say that, okay, your sole purpose is to kill everyone, and they're only around you, do you know who the first thing they're gonna kill? You. They're gonna kill you first. Well, besides, that's the whole thing. They have their own emotions. They're like androids. Their souls could leave their body if they're turned off or they're badly destroyed. Unless you're like Mangle. Mangle, she's a whole different story. Mangle, actually, no, I don't think I should not say this about her, because she isn't really part of the story that much. She's not part of the story that much. She is a helper in it. She tries to snap people out of things, but sometimes they will just attack her. That's why she's all mangled up. And Rosemary, and Scarlet really doesn't care. It's just bad, man. It's bad. Bad.